So I had a bit of a technical issue today where what I was doing was streaming to no one because the stream was unlisted and nobody could view it. So I see myself as a bit of a pro, and there's dogs barking in the background and there's people doing DIY. You know, all in all, it's chaotic, shall we just say. It's very chaotic. So, yeah, things are going a little bit crazy this stream already. And, oh, for God's sake, now I'm trying to make it so in OBS I can see the chat, so I only need one window. But I've got way too many things open and now I'm completely lost. So, yes, this has not been my best work. This is worse than the first one, which you wouldn't think would be possible. But, you know, there you have it. That is true. It is possible. Now I'm watching. Now I've got ads in the background because I'm trying to I'm trying to make it so I can see the chat in OBS. So just bear with me a second. Yeah, honestly, an absolute shocker. An absolute shocker. Yes, what am I doing? OBS. Change the dock into this. Yeah, I was like, there's not. Hey, Dice Tales. Is this? I mean, I broke it. So, thank you for testing it. But I basically broke YouTube by what I was doing was streaming to an unlisted. So it said reuse the stream from last time. People are bloody doing DIY, but they said my ears a mess. They said reuse the stream from last time, and I was like, last time went fine. Did that. Little did I know, somewhere I must have started it or changed it to unlisted, didn't I, after the stream? Therefore, nobody could watch the stream. And I was there talking to myself. I'm like, ooh, bit quiet today. I mean, I'm not expecting a shed ton of viewers, but none's harsh. Yeah, hi Wargaming Dad, hi Dice Tales, hi Eric. Hope you're doing very well today. Some bad technical skills on my part there. There's so the plan for today is sort of more about the future rather than today. I'm not really planning on doing too much today. We might. Hi Gulty UK. Gulty. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but I don't know what the truth should be. So I apologise. But it's a pleasure to have you here. I hope you're doing very well. It's DIY season apparently around our house. Yeah, so the plan for today is basically to talk about the future, and that's going to be slightly technical thing, and also I want to maybe plan a bigger build. So really, what I started, I'm getting salty about barking dogs and stuff like that. What I started last week was, well, I'll show you my piece of terrain that I built last week. Hi Jay Young, you're right Jay Young. Bear with me at 1 second. Team Bucket. I hope, number one, that I didn't wear this t-shirt last Saturday. Can't remember what I wore, but I was just like, yeah, it's this one, it's this one. By the way, my hair's a mess. So, I know. So, I don't plan on doing what we did last week. So, last week, I started building this, right? And then I used my hot wire cutter to do this, because it's both thicker and I damaged it. And I think that's a good thing. That's the reason I bought the hot wire cutter, so I can sort of show you, like, without, and then I'll do with for my own take. So I've got like extras that I can play around with. I feel a bit more like at liberty to take chances to do some damage, and if I do overdo it, well, I still got my original anyway. So my point being that we started making this on the stream last week. Now I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks really good. I really enjoyed creating it, but that's a separate topic. But obviously on stream I didn't do too much. I literally cut out the shape of it and did the hole. I think that was pretty much what I did on the stream, which was fine, but it's a bit slow, right? And I probably can't do that to try and get videos out relatively quickly. So what I sort of used last week as say like a proving ground, a test of the stream, a test of the style. Would it all work? Would it all be fine? And I think the answer was yes. People enjoyed it, and I literally cut out a rectangle in foam, so it wasn't like the most intense stream in the universe, but it is what it is. But people enjoyed it. So what I planned before that was basically I wanted to do these bigger builds, and I don't just mean because I see like this kind of terrain. It's like I'm like a superhero. I'm like a really bad superhero. I see this kind of terrain as like small techniques rather than a big piece of terrain. I can't think of a good phrase for that. But this it keeps going out of focus. Let me see if you can fix it. Nope. Don't focus on my face. There we go. It's not really focusing on my face. I've semi broke the camera already. Told you it's been a very bad. Yeah, reset. Nope. Oh, yes. That is my face. I know you can't see it. So it's centipede. Yeah. So I'll show you. Let's go on YouTube. And why is this camera just messing about? So let's go on YouTube. I've got some stuff set up for this, so we can. Look, I'm looking professional. I'm looking professional, guys. Apart from the out of focus camera, which doing my notting. There's a couple of big builds. Now, I am not going to be building anywhere near this. So let's not get excited. But I want to do some like bigger builds. Oh, there's my stream on my channel. I don't know why it would promote my own channel to me, but like it doesn't realize that I'm streaming. But okay, thanks. You know what? I don't necessarily want to be logged in on YouTube. Let's sign out. I don't think like I've searched for anything weird, but you know, I just think it's better not. So anyway, there was one that that made I was like enamored, flabbergasted, just shocked. I won't be watching the whole video. We're not doing like a react channel or anything like that. But yeah, so I don't know if you've seen this. This is Tabletop Witchcraft. I can put a link in the chat if anybody really wants to. No, this is the settings of this. It's gone to defaultly to 480 because that's what YouTube does sometimes. And yeah, so I think we can all agree that this piece of terrain, for example, if you've not seen this, is absolutely insane. And I mean insane in every positive way. Like what? Do you know what I mean? This would be a perfect example. I'll show you another example. Somebody you'll probably be familiar with as well would be terrain hobbies. Yeah, perfect. He's apparently spent a year building a castle. I've not watched this video, but apparently that took him a year to build, and I can very much believe that, right? I'm not planning on spending a year making a piece of terrain. That is not true. Not the intended situation, shall we say. So that's not really the plan. Because I've got World of Warcraft in the background and I just like went on it to like turn it off. The cursor on Firefox has changed, which is sort of interesting. But yeah, so you can see I'm really enjoying that. You can, if I do some stuff in the background, like, oh yeah, I'll accept this quest. Ooh. I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna log out. I just thought it was funny. Exit now. Yeah, we can see. Well, there's big builds. Another classic one. Eric Hobby Workshop. Let's go on the actual channel. We'll see what we're talking about. So something like, but not necessarily this. I'm getting a shit ton of ads because I've logged out and I don't have ad blocker on this because it's my sort of like streaming thing. So I mean, hopefully we can all agree that this stuff is incredible, like really good. I'm showing it because it's really good. Now, I'm not saying I can do stuff like this, right? But what I am suggesting is that we maybe on the weekends spend a time building something similar-ish. Now, it wouldn't. So I have a bit of a problem. It's nothing personal. It's not a problem. It's more of a me problem. But I think for me, it's I don't want to get into the realm, and no insults to anybody here. We just saw there, but you can often see something like labeled a tutorial, and then the actual thing that they built is almost impossible to replicate, right? Whether or not they're just using stuff that nobody can buy because, you know, maybe they don't sell them anymore, or they've bought an absolute shed ton of different things and you can't really replicate that piece of terrain. And I'm very much aware that for my channel, that basically one of its selling points is the fact that it's replicatable. Like, I think people see it and they think, you know what, I can do that. I can actually do that. And I try not to use too many pieces, like too many different materials either, because, well, I want people to think, well, I don't have to buy a shed ton of things. I might already have the stuff in. I mean, this is just foam. So if you had foam that was the right thickness, you could literally just knock that out. Maybe you just hadn't thought about how to achieve something like this, but yeah, you might have to buy the pipe. But, you know, I'm trying my best. You're limited by the need to create something. That you obviously need certain materials, but the point being that I try and limit my materials, and I try and limit my techniques, and I try and keep the terrain to like one or two things. So when you're using stuff that isn't really, you know, people aren't going to have the materials, I can, in my good conscience, call them like a tutorial. I don't know if any of you agree with that. I don't know if any of you even care. I have a feeling that probably this camera keeps going in and out of focus. I think it's focused on the Mod Podge, which is interesting. I have a feeling that most of you probably don't care. Let's see if I can get this back in focus. Yeah, which isn't a problem. I don't really expect people to care. I think it's that's why I said it's probably a me problem. It's probably like I care about it, but I'm not necessarily sure other people do. And to that end, when I do these sort of bigger pieces of terrain, what I'm actually thinking, I'll probably call them like a let's build, and it would be Ribbit. Hey Frog, where are you based, by the way, Frog? Because didn't you say the other day you were thinking about getting, you wanted to go to some Legion events? This camera's full. I don't know if it's blurry to you, but it's blurry to me. I do apologise. Instead of a tutorial for people to, you want to do a showcase. Yeah, I won't say showcase. It's like just like a let's build. Like, we're going to see if we can build this cool industrial thing, which is probably going to be the first one. Yes. Whereabouts are you from, Frog? I don't know. I find that hilarious. Yeah, so it's going to be, I'll show you, like, South East England. A bit of a trek from me. I am Northwest England, so we are, what is the phrase? Just juxtapositionally opposed? We are diametrically opposed? We are on the opposite sides of the UK, which is a bit of a problem, but it is what it is. So just going back to, Eric's stuff here, right? I would call this like a let's build because there's a lot of stuff diametrically opposed. Yes. I like how I knew of the phrase but didn't know what it was. So I've come across both maybe like maybe there's a spark in the head, but I am actually dumb. No, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, he's used all the stuff, right? I personally wouldn't. For me, if you're in the Southwest. Oh, cool. I wouldn't call this a tutorial. I would call this all like a let's build, right? And I've got no problems with Eric calling these tutorials or whatever. But I would like build something similar or akin to this kind of video. Basically, is what I'm saying. And I would call them let's builds, and we would do them on the stream. So that's the bit that I'm. I just realised I can probably up this so I'm a bit more in sync with the audio. And we would do these on stream. So to that end. Now, obviously, we got this. I'm never going to do like something this big. This is too big. This will take me years, and I ain't doing that. So let's show you my big face again, because I've set it up now. The problem is technically the cameras when I do this. I really should have the camera on the windowsill. I don't know if you can see this windowsill, because that's where I do my terrain on that desk. So no matter what camera I use here. Oh, I'm already sold, Jay Young. I'm pitching the idea. I'm just telling you guys that what I'm doing and why. I'm already doing it. The only idea we need to talk about, and that's the plan for this stream, is what do we do first? I say we because it's a stream, so I'm hoping we'll all be involved. But yeah, you're already sold. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not necessarily pitching it. I'm sort of, I'm just setting the seed, I guess. And we will talk about what we're going to build first. Now, I have an idea. I want to do something industrial because that's a classic one, and I want to do like a bigger industrial build to show what we can do. So we're going to look at examples. We're going to think about materials. Like, are we going to use Pringle tins? This is empty. I've already eaten these. What's the problem with Pringles is once you pop, you can't stop. But the problem with that is you then get stomachache. At least I do. Anyway, so this camera, yo, I really should not say yo. I'm just not cool enough for yo. But hi, Michael Studio. Me trying to say yo. That's funny. Love Pringles. Can't blame you. What faction do you play, Frog, by the way? Yeah, so an Industrial 40k, that's the plan, and I'm hoping to start next week. Right, do apologise for this banging. So what I've actually set up, I bought this cheap capture card. Hi, Dark Matter Workshop. Just talking about my future plans for the channel. But hey, go. If you're not following Dark Matter, you should definitely go and check him out. And thank you for stopping by again. So I bought a little cheap capture card, right? So this is my fancy like Panasonic G7 or whatever it's called. And I had the same camera, so I can basically have two good cameras at once. You have, oh god, you're collecting them all. Now let me turn on the camera. So, just to say, 2 words, tank manufacturer. Can you, I was going to say, can you send me a link? That's a problem. I will Google it in a minute if you can remember. No clones, forget the clones. The clones are possibly the best faction right now. The Galactic Republic gunline, very strong. Anyway, stop talking about Star Wars Legion. Not you, me. I'm trying to get onto this. Yeah, I know, I do apologise, Frog. I will not talk about it any further. So, not reaction. So the reaction is, as I said, I'm not building that because that's too much. What I will be doing, Wasteland City. Right, okay, I'll Google some of these first. Right, let's do this first then. So I was going to prototype it in Tinkercad. So what was the first one? Tank Manufacturer. Sorry if I can't spell. Star Wars is great. Board Game Maniacs. Hello, and you are correct. And yeah, I have a channel pretty much dedicated to Star Wars Legion. These dogs are doing my nutting. What will? Oh my god, I cannot spell. Tank Manufactorum. Okay, it's better if I actually look at the screen. And the other one was Wasteland City. So I'm just looking for ideas at the minute. We're not like doing anything. Higher AW cities. Hey, by the way, I'm not suggesting anybody does this because I think you would be insane. But I've set up memberships and like stickers and stuff like that. Don't do it because I'm trying to concentrate mainly on Patreon. But I just did it so we could sort of have one for the stream and one for like the videos. But whatever. Follow with. True. We will have a look at this stuff in a minute. Let's have a look at Fallout, actually. I just wanted to show you, the double camera, because I've got this little cheap camera. Now, there's a lot of things wrong in this image. One is this bin bag. Bin bag full of rubbish, guys, because I'm classy like that. It's all the stuff you don't get to see. Yeah, so the point being is I've got the fancy camera on me, and I have the fancy camera looking down. So we've got that sort of covered. So when we do build them, it'll be exactly the same as what we did last week. I would still be filming it with this camera, which is the one that I record the actual videos with. Then I've got a camcorder that would be for you guys, and then I've got this camera, which would be the back of my head because I'm not moving it. But that would be the problem. I am using OBS for streaming. Can you tell because of my quality, stream? This looks all right. This maybe looks like I planned it. What I would say is I was streaming to a unlisted stream, so nobody could watch at the start for about 10 minutes. So, I mean, make of that what you will. So let's have a look. Let's what will I build? These are some great questions. So, it will be an industrial piece. I'm not set on the kind of industrial piece, and I'm also interested in the materials. So, a couple of the ideas would be the classic Pringles can, a paint tin. I don't know what else, because I saw, even though it's going to be a bigger build, I still, how am I using the delay using the DSLR? Well, with this one to the mic, I've just delayed it in OBS by about 100 milliseconds. With that, the camcorder, I'm not going to worry about the delay because it won't matter. Anyway, it won't matter. To be fair, it'll already be synced. So the question is really about the materials as well. Region's the only tabletop game I play, so any terrain that would work for that is good for you. Industrial terrain it's going to be probably towards 40k, but it really should work with anything. I'm not going to put like Aquillas on it or anything like that, so it should actually be fine. Yeah, the transitions are nice. I stole them from a channel called Gaming Careers. He did like a video about Stinger transitions, so I just sort of stole it basically, because so that's what I did. So we need to talk, it's really materials, I think, are some of the things we need to look at. So let's have a look at images. Shall we have a look at terrain as well? Now obviously I don't want to steal somebody else's idea, but inspiration I don't think is that bad, if that makes sense. So I'll show you what I mean about the paint can. So let's say we have a look at like a 1 litre paint can. I think an egg box would be a bit smaller than what I'm thinking, Frog. Tin foil for tubes. I'd have to see an example of that. I like it, there's literally 0 scale here with this paint can. It could literally be any size. But you see what I'm thinking about? The paint can is perfect, I think. Maybe if you really want like if we really want something where we're going to have platforms and walkways and stuff like that, maybe a paint can and a Pringle tin. So this is Tinkercad, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm not that great at Tinkercad, so like, don't hate me, but obviously this is very rough. Whoop. Yeah, so bear with me a second. But you know, something like sort of this. Whee! Obviously the relative size difference here is not necessarily correct. That would not be as tall as that. You know, something, I don't know. Yes, paint can, and say three Pringle tins. Oh, the insides. Okay, I understand what you mean, Frog. I would probably use, you know, the kids' toys where they have like tubes and stuff like that. Like the pipe sets. I think they're actually really good for this kind of stuff. Now, you say 3. I think 3. I mean, 3. I think 3 might be a bit much. Do you know what I mean? But maybe something like 2 might be okay. I was actually thinking just 1. This is sort of looking like a weird version of Mickey Mouse or something. But, you know, see, the problem is if you introduce 2, you then sort of have a problem with symmetry. You know what I mean? I'll have a problem with where do I put the other tower. Whereas, like, let's say if I just did 1, I could maybe do a walkway, maybe like across, maybe? I don't know. So, but I know this isn't exact, guys. This is just an example. Steps and a bridge. Yeah, so I think so you could have the walkway like that. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, 3 would. I understand if you do 3, you could do them in like a triangle, and it would actually look pretty dope. Not gonna lie. The problem if I have with that, I think I'd be better doing something like this. Maybe you know where the walkway sort of goes along the edge of the paint tin, rather than say. The problem is. Yeah, I know this isn't exact. I don't know. I'm not set on anything. The technique I don't really know, but you could. I think the paint tin and the Pringles tin is a good idea. I already have several Pringles tins. I would have to order a paint tin, and obviously I've not got the dimensions here. So let's have a look at what we could do. So this is. One of the problems would be for the paint tin is like, what do I do on top of it? Because do I try and do like you know, like a wire fence around it? I don't generally like using that wire garden fence personally, but I wouldn't be too bothered about it. It's like, what do I do on top of the paint can? That would be the problem. Nothing like this, because I'd have to get into the paint can to do something like that. So let's have a search of industrial 40k terrain. Let's just have a search. I was sort of really hoping one of my videos would turn up, but I haven't really done that much industrial stuff, so that's an Eric video. I've sort of already done the pipe thing with the cans. So I'm not, that is insane. So that's too big. Let's have a look at that one. That looks interesting. So let's open that up into a new window. Plastic acrylic display risers for windows and walls. What? I don't know what they are, Eric, but I like the sound of this. Let's have a look at this. Well, I don't know what this is, or where I would get them from, but they look like they're sold on eBay and Amazon and stuff like that. I'm not really understand how I would use them for windows and walls, but I think once I got it in my hand, it would make a bit more sense. Yeah, so let's have a look at the images that I've popped up and see. That's like a classic. That is essentially a paint tin, but yeah, I don't mind I don't mind that. Oh, it's fine. It's obviously just one little piece instead of like a big piece that I'm going for. Obviously something like this, but I don't really want to go with the like goo kind of thing. This looks really good. I believe this is Gertz from Dark Matter Workshop, from what I can figure out. And I got no qualms with like looking at other creators' stuff and being inspired. I have no qualms with that. I think it will look different anyway, and I will create something differently than what other people have created, one way or another. So I really like the look of this. I think that's like probably a can. Maybe the paint tin is too big. I don't know. There you go. I know. I recognize the terrain. I recognize it. I feel like I could, just with pictures, I think I could tell you almost every terrain. No, not every terrain maker on YouTube, but like, I would get very close. Do you know what I mean? I would get very close to being able to recognize it. And yeah, obviously, well, there you go. That is the video. So if you think that looks good, click Dark Matter Workshop and subscribe. Yeah, I've never really done a big industrial piece of terrain. It's never something I have done. It's always something I've thought about, but generally I'm like short space. Now, I would like to show Midwinter Minis, because do you see these little grates? Oh no, you can't see this. Let's open it up. I'm planning on probably using them for the walkways, and I saw that in this video. They're basically aquarium fish filters, I think. But they look great. So I will probably use them. Now the downside to that is it doesn't look like there's an easy way of lengthening them, but they go wider. So I'm a bit worried that the paint can, I'm a bit worried about what to do on top of the paint can, I think would be the concern. And the coffee cans are interesting, but I personally don't drink coffee, and I don't think we have any of them really in the house. I might leave that up. Let's see if... Okay, that worked fine. Hi, Daka Daka Flame. Daka 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 Flame. I presume you're an Orc fan with a name like that. Has the Orc faction focus come out yet for 40k? Is it something you've followed? Yeah, so actually, look, these are those things that I was planning on using from Midwinter Minis. Midwinter Minis? I feel like when I'm saying that, you know, like when you're saying stuff and it just has lost all meaning. Like, I feel like that's what I've done there. So I really like this, for sure. Obviously, it's not fully painted or anything. I'm going to risk it because... I will risk this because I want to see this picture. If I get a virus on stream, that'd be upsetting, wouldn't it? It's just Daka Daka at the end. Yeah, but faction vouchers didn't say much. All right, okay. I personally checked it out myself. I hadn't looked. But yeah. So he's joined them together there. I think he's joined. You must be able to join them together. I didn't think you could, but maybe that's just the ones that I bought. You couldn't, or maybe they only go in a certain way. I don't know. I don't even know where mine are. I think they're in the loft, so I can't actually go get them. But yeah, my plan is to use those as walkways. Because even though I want to do a bigger build, I want it to be stuff we can all buy and obtain like relatively easily. So the thing is, okay, I really like this. Is like a good example. Dreads and cans are going to be scary. Oh. I like this, right? So I can't really show you any bigger than this, sorry, because it won't open up. Maybe I can. View image. I could zoom in here, technically. I really like what they've done on top of this. I could have something... What I was actually thinking is you could have the paint can. Now, I don't know how this would look, but you could, in theory, have the paint can. I think the paint can probably wouldn't be this big. Gonna be able to shoot Scorchers in combat. 40k sometimes blow my mind. In theory, I can center these items. It's been so long since I did this that I can't remember how you do this. Okay, whatever. I can't do it. Not a problem. I'll just casually whack it in. Like a section of Pringles. So you could get like the smaller Pringles cans. You know, just to heighten it a little bit. Now, I can't help but feel that that looks weird. You know. But maybe the paint can wouldn't be that big, right? Maybe the paint can would actually be like that. Oh, obviously not like that, but like that. Doobie doop. To be fair, it might even be better off to one side. And then like you know, like a pipe. Just yeah. So like a section because on the top with foam bits going to it. Yeah, like I have no. At the minute, I have no plan. Does it let you do pipes? I feel like you should be able to do pipes. Let's have a look at. No, I ain't gonna get into this. I'd build something on top of on the paint can, but try to keep it modular. Now that's not that bad because what you could do is essentially you'd build just like, I don't know, a bit of foam or something. Foam, it could be foam board, could be anything. The same size as the paint tin, and then build whatever you're going to build on that. So, oh god. So then you would basically be able to like replace this with this. The only problem with that is that I couldn't do my walkway over it. So the walkway would have to go like off it, you know, which isn't necessarily a problem because then you could build. To be fair, then I think maybe you don't actually have the walkway that high. I think you maybe have it here, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be a Pringles can. Yeah, I appreciate that. But then I think, yeah, so I think that might actually be a better thing where the walkway isn't the same height as the top of the can, because then it looks like you should be able to get onto the top of the can, which might be okay, but it might also be weird because you then maybe wanted to have a guardrail around it. Now you could have a ladder still, so you could make it so you could get on. So you could realise this is going to be the wrong angle or what have you. Why have I done that, Jay? Let's just show you vaguely what I mean. Obviously this is some quality ladders here. You get, you know, beautiful. Technically, I guess you could actually make it so. Oh god, that's not what I was trying to do. You could have a hole. No, it'd be too difficult for me to have a hole. But you know, I don't know. You'd have something else in place though, so you could have a bit of section of ladders, something like that. The painting is about so. Orula. 6 inches. Not a number I'm personally familiar with. It's a bit small. 6. I say that, it's actually massive, isn't it? 6 inches. Just checked. So what is that? Is that a 1 litre paint tin, if you don't mind me asking what Wargaming Dad? Yeah, so that would be cool. Ladders would be interesting. So I know the way, so not ladders, sorry, I actually meant stairs. So Eric buys like scale model ladders, which is fine. Well, I don't necessarily want to buy the ladders. I don't know if, I know RFD did his ladders it was relatively simple, but he built like a mechanism so he could glue the two sides on. I think, I keep calling them ladders, I mean stairs. I would probably try and do my stairs maybe like at a foam board, something like that. A little bit like, if anybody is familiar with, that was like a 2.5. I think that might be a bit, I'm going to try and go a bit smaller, you know, like maybe a 1 litre can. Now I have a problem with that because I think they're going to be different sizes. It's not necessarily a problem. And would I have the ground bit like that? I think I would like. I'd quite the ground would be interesting if I have it all built together. I don't know. Not worried about that. I might have to buy some thicker XPS, not XPS, Foamex, because I always use 3mm, but I don't think 3mm would be particularly like, particularly strong enough, sturdy enough, stable enough. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna like something like that. So I don't think they're that big. I wonder if I can do like size. They're only about 3 inches. Well, that's a bit too small, isn't it? I don't want 3. I don't know. I'd have to investigate. Pringles cans are about 3 inches. Can confirm. Now these paint cans, I don't really know. I'd almost base that on a Luan, a thin kind of plywood. Yeah, wood's fine. I generally don't. I like using stuff I can cut with a knife because I'm paranoid about it. I really like stuff I can cut with a knife. I'm not too worried about the packaging because I'll find something. There'll be something that'll be vaguely the right size. Back to this. So I like this idea of like a thicker one, a wider one. Maybe with an interchangeable top. Maybe with a ladder so you can get on it. And maybe... yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe let's duplicate this. I know this isn't going to be... This is going to look ugly as anything. But you could have something like that, and then you could have something like, but it's hard to explain, so I'm going to show you. Something like this. It's a little bit weird because I think you would have to have something like this. Like supporting it. Not necessarily a problem. What about Poundland filler tub? I don't have the Poundland with me, but I got myself. I do have. I think it's Home Bargains filler. I think. This one's not necessarily wide. I think the Poundland one is a bit wider. I think. Can't actually, don't think I've got one, but it is what it is. But I think something like, see, the thing is, it's all right having that on the Pringles tin, but really, I'm not sure the Pringles tin's wide enough. What it might actually be better to be is something like, maybe I do get a big, just anyone would do it just cheap, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't have to, as long as. Yeah, it's any size would do. It's not like if I got the bigger one, I could have multiple levels going up. Now it depends how big they are. How tall is the 2.5 meter one? And I said Andy then. I don't actually know what gave me down. I'm not actually sure if I know your name. If I do and I forgot it, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I just assumed that I knew it, but now I realise I don't. Yeah, so I sort of like the idea of having just over 6 inches tall. 50, no, that's for me, 15 inches, 15 centimeters is basically enough to have two different heights, because I think generally like a level is it depends, like old marines you'd probably say like 6 to 7 inches, but new ones you'd probably say 8. But I could basically do a different height at like 7 and then maybe just below the top. So you could maybe do something like this. You know, basically you get a big ass tub and you go around with it. The problem with that is, 3 inches. 3 inches is about 7, 8. I generally, I think I do 7.5 centimeters, but it don't really matter. So obviously I'm just messing about here, so I realize I've already messed up the shape. Because the height doesn't need to be an actual full height. As long, like, it could just be like something like that to say something like that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't actually need to be all the way to the top. And we could do that on what, I know this looks ugly as anything, guys, before anybody says anything. Because I don't think you could really go around the Pringles can. I think the Pringles can would just be the sort of like to add an extra like layer. And you know what I might do? I might not go with one of these. I might go with something smaller, like like smaller, just because I'm not sure what it would be adding, because it wouldn't necessarily be adding any playable zones. So something like this, like a big ass paint can with a walkway between two things. I'm not sure what else, like on its own, if I just remove that, because that would be the top. On its own, I think, that's a bit weird. I do sort of feel like maybe it lacks a little bit. So let's have a look. Obviously, this is, I don't mean to be specifically looking at this video, but let's have a look at some more pieces. Obviously, I would be adding like pipes and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. So you see this here, but what I would probably have on the back would be like, maybe pipe. And then I don't have access to this. They used to have like a bend. I swear they used to have it. So let's have a look, see if they've got any. I don't want featured shape generators. I don't want a generator. I want connector. That sounds weird. It's almost right. I just want an L-shaped thing. Yeah, that's not. Have I favorited anything? Nope. Yeah. Okay. I know what I mean. Like an arch, but I can't. They don't seem to do them. You can't randomly bevel this, can you? You can't like shape it. No. Okay. You know what I mean? Like that would connect to that kind of thing, and maybe you would have that go around it. See, it needs to have feel like it needs to have a bit of a purpose, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I like the idea of a big cylinder, probably a paint can, where there's different platforms, and the different platforms would probably be, those walkway things. I don't know how wide they are, but you get this is just as a. Obviously, this will change as I go, kind of thing. So I'm not expecting perfection straight away. But I wouldn't be able to cut into the paint can in any way, shape, or form because it would be metal. So that would be a no. So it would end up being like a straight line across like that. Obviously not that big, but you get the idea. 5 mils probably about right. Something like that. I feel like it needs something else, but I don't know what. So let's have a look at some inspiration. This is, I believe, foreground stuff. These are walkways rather than, say, like an industrial piece of terrain. These are some pipes, that's fine. How about a billboard? I don't think I couldn't add it to that. It would maybe if I added to create a different section of that. What have you cut into the plastic grating to make room? I could. It's possible, but I don't think I necessarily want to do it for the video. Like I technically could do it, but I don't want to do it, if that makes sense. But not in like a mean way. I do really like that piece of terrain. I think that's pretty good. I think this looks fantastic. Lots of little pipes and stuff like that. This is a perfect kind of thing. I'm going to save that, but I don't want everybody to see what I've got on my computer when I right click and save. So I'm going to just show you my face and save it on the desktop. Just so, not that anything dodgy would come up, but you never know. Just bank details or something like that would be upsetting, wouldn't it? So what we got? We got industrial terrain here. Like, so it's hard, isn't it? Because I think like it needs to have a purpose, but I don't want it out. Guys, videos popping off, showing up there. To be fair, I was talking about Eric's videos, and I was like, I don't necessarily want to copy it, but I really like what he's done here with the extra like little building, the little building attached to it. Now I think that might be an idea that we flat out steal. You know, I do like that. I do like that. I cannot do anything halfway near as good as this, by the way, before anybody like says anything. But yeah, I really like what he's done there. It's basically a bottle of some sort and what appears to be maybe like a coffee can. Although I've actually watched this video and I cannot remember it. I have these pipes, so I would maybe do something like that. The little thing that attaches to the side. Does it make sense? This is a gang hideout, so this makes perfect sense. But for an industrial like thing, does it make sense to have an overhanging building that people would go into, like a control room? I think a control room would make sense. By the way, we don't just have to talk about this. I'm just talking about this because this is what I want to talk about. But, you know, if anybody wants to talk about anything else, yeah, let me know. A control room, major access shed, exactly. Yeah, Cohen, so hi. Basically, on these streams now, I want to try and do like a bigger project. And the first project we're going to tackle is like an industrial build. These dogs are doing my right titting. So we're just talking about how to build it and what we're going to build. Now, we're not obviously going to copy Eric. But this is it built. No. Eric's stuff is cool. Obviously, Dark Matter Workshop did a video with Eric, so I'm not going to copy him. That's not the plan. Just want to like do something similar but not the same. That makes sense. And I really like, yeah, God, the amount of ideas just in that. Like, I couldn't do that. Like, I just don't have the skills to do that. They might have lots of shelters. Yeah, true. I like the idea of the little hut on the side. Let's just steal out all of Eric's stuff. Shall we just do that? Needs a flag or a searchlight. Yeah, I'm not actually that set on the Pringleston. I think it might be like too big. I almost certainly can. Like, I'm not sure I'm that skilled. Like, I'm probably better at solving like individual problems that are small scale, rather than throw a lot of things together and have it look cohesive. It's not something I've done before, and we'll find out if it's something I can do. I think maybe not, but we're gonna find out on stream. So it's always the best time to try things, isn't it? Is on stream. I'm not that sure I'm that smart, but you know, it is what it is. So, just a lot of little problem solving here. Yeah. So I really like that ideas. And what you could have is this is basically stealing, but whatever. Instead of having a ladder, you could have the control room and hide the ladder. you could basically have a control room attached to it. So that's maybe something like this. Well, bear with me, my skills here are not that high. So you'd have the control room. Obviously the edge of this would have to be like, I'm not 100% sure I would do that. I think you might have to do a diagonal build, a diagonal wall. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Something like that is what I'm actually thinking though. Obviously that would not be high enough for a door, so what I would have to do, lower this. Oh god, oh god. See, I'm not sure the paint tin is big enough. Basically just hiding a level up. Something like so. Something like that. Obviously the paint tin is in the way again. Oh, I'm sorry Cohen, I was well off there. You gotta go. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it anyway. It's mainly finding cool shapes and detailing and a bit of paint. The paint doesn't worry me. The detailing, I think I hate. I'm not one for details. I'm very much anti-details. Cool shapes. Yeah, cool shapes and detailing. I think 2 out of 3 of those I'm pretty bad at. Now I realise that is essentially pretty much, I think, what he's probably done on some of these. Like, to be fair, he keeps his levels the same. So I'm thinking about using like a little hutch and faking out the heights a little bit. It's not set in stone, but obviously there's not enough 6 inches and 15 inches. How big is the door? 6 inches. How big is a Space Marine? Oh god. Space Marines. Edited videos are way easier, by the way, because you can't see all my messes up. An actual Space Marine Primaris on my base is about 5 centimeters. So I'd only need a door to be about 5.5 centimeters. So you could have 2 different heights, I think. It's an idea, not necessarily set in stone. So I'm gonna have to buy some paint or paint tins. I'm gonna have to order them on eBay. Let's have a look at some more just like industrial stuff. I'm not like, they're not intentionally going to be walkways. That's not the point. The point, I guess, is like industrial stuff. A door is about 2 meters in real life. Don't know how tall a Space Marine. A Space Marine in that, I think Space Marine they're like 9 foot tall or something. I think so. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense. If you made your terrain doors, if you correctly scaled your terrain to the size of a Space Marine is supposed to be, it would look mental because the Space Marines wouldn't be able to get through the doors. Probably. Hey, Subcommandante. I never actually properly read your name out loud to myself. I've just never done that. Subcommand ante, like up the ante. Yeah, I don't know. I just never read it to myself. They're 8 foot. I'm not, I wasn't a billion miles off. I was quite literally 1 foot off. There is a guy who I really, really, really like. Pretty sure this is his name, Rob Hawkins. Now he has done some absolutely insane stuff. Right, like he did some of the work for the Marvel Crisis Protocol board, for Gen Con and stuff like that. Like that's a board people were playing on at a convention. Like, that's insane. This guy's insane. I don't know him or anything like that. I'm not attached to him in any way, or I have no affiliation with him. Never spoke to him. Actually, that's a lie. I did speak to him once, I think, on Twitter. I asked him about how he did something, but that might have been it. But yeah, like he's done some really cool stuff. I think he'd done some industrial stuff, but it's absolutely insane. the quality of his terrain is insane. Space Marines wouldn't even be able to walk let alone. Yeah, I mean they wouldn't fit in anything, so it'd be completely weird. I've seen him do industrial terrain, and now I can't find it. His neck. This guy's just incredible. Okay, I can't find it. I mean, some of this. Look at this. This is insane. This man is insane. Like, that is so that literally looks like it could be a movie set, doesn't it? Like, that is insane. Insane. It's just, that is crazy. This is a man with skill. Skill and patience. Like, this is impressive. So he's done some industrial stuff. I'm not gonna lie, not a huge fan of his walkways there. I like the use of the infinite. Yeah, the man has talent. It's embarrassing that I'm even trying to make terrain that is even in the same world as his. The man has some serious skills. I'd just like to clarify for anybody wondering, I don't really have any talent or skill making terrain. That's true. You know, like, I feel like Mel the Terrain Tutor has been like, oh, I've been making terrain for years. I know it. The ins, the outs, every technique. He doesn't say I'm super skilled, but he obviously is super skilled. Very knowledgeable. I'm writing a book. I know everything. I know all the ins and outs. Yeah, I don't. My skill is sort of trying to come up with it to try and simplify things, I think. That's maybe about it. Yeah, I don't feel like I even should be making terrain when there's people like that about it, especially with this. I like the walkways are classic. They look like just sort of granny grating and cards, so they're fine. I've got nothing impressive there. This not that bad. I really like the building, the little tube. The building through the tube. The building through the tube. Guys, the building through the tube is fantastic. Hobbycraft is. Somebody said they were going the other day, so I did sort of hear that. The building through the tube. The tube through the building. The tube through the building. With the industrial thing next to it. The building. I think that could be cool. I don't know if any of you agree. I feel like that could be, so that does speak to me. I was speaking to you. Now, can I don't, how do you work this bloody website? This is too big. I would maybe get a shorter tube. Maybe like the 75 gram ones. They're about here. I don't know. Is that stupid? I feel like that could be stupid. How would I even do the building through the tube? Corrugation? Let's have a look how we did it. Can't find his bloody website now. Because it's wood, it has that sort of like old aesthetic. How would I do that in a new industrial kind of world like that? Like, he's got wooden planks. I obviously would use corrugation. You know, I'd use corrugated cardboard basically for the top. That's a little bit, goes back to Eric's video. If I can find it. Right, it's sort of like that with the building on the side, except it'd be the building on the floor with a tube straight through it, and it would be corrugated on both sides. I'm not 100% sure what it would be. Just be something. Make it like a concrete building, texture the foam. Concrete building. Yeah, that's a good idea, but I feel like it takes away the industrialness of it a little bit. So I think one thing, I have to do a couple of things. I have to buy a paint can, or 2, or 3. I think I can probably buy empty eBay ones, probably. Let's have a look at. Let's just see what else we can steal. A repurposed fuel tank. So I like the idea, but my problem with it is, I'm not sure it makes any kind of sense. Maybe you could have it like, It's not really big enough, is it? You know, to come out of the side. It's not really big enough. Oh. The little willow is going to bed, so I'm going to try and shut my door. Which is going to make it very hot in here. But, you know, I will sacrifice. I'm not sure what I've made, but I've made something. I'm sure you're all impressed. We'll leave it, but I think that's possibly a no. I need something else. I think that we need the paint can, and we need like something else. So he's got like space cells with flying tanks and magic swords are going to fight genetically engineered super soldiers with fully automated rocket launchers around this. I take the point. You're saying it makes no sense either way. Some sort of large rails separated with the torch. You do off the side. I think the sense it has to make is marginal. I do agree with you. You make an incredibly valid point. And I wouldn't like to disagree with that. It's an incredibly valid point. So let's just keep going. I think a building, a building could be cool. Now, speaking of, so let's consider this. This is an industrial piece of terrain. This is a desert fort. Now, what if we combined the two? What if I built it into a building? Like, what if I built some rocks around it? What if I built some rocks around it? Now, let's just make sure he's not done this so I'm not like flat out copying anybody. Also, I mean, what is this mega structure? Look at this. This is insane. Look at Eric. I feel like he's just showing off in this video. This is insane. Yeah, this is insane. Although in this one he uses like a lightsaber and stuff like that, which obviously I don't have access to, and you can't buy those boxes in the UK. This is I guess he's just thrown a lot of stuff together. Maybe I should just do that. I just literally buy a shed ton of stuff. It's quite a few. Yeah, maybe I should buy a shed ton of stuff. Because I don't want to. Maybe I should just throw stuff together. I don't have Necromunda and all that kind of jazz, so I wouldn't be able to like buy some of the stuff, like get some of the stuff. I obviously don't have a lightsaber, but maybe I should just. Yeah, maybe we should just do that. What could we use in the UK that's like those industrial fuse boxes? Is there anything that's actually available in the UK? I'm not 100% sure there is. Like, I really like the shape of them. They're very obviously like sci-fi, but they're very hard to find in the UK. I can't find them at all. I don't know if any of you guys sort of have. You can't buy gang boxes. Yeah, we can't buy gang boxes. I don't think they exist. Gang box UK. Well, they do, but they look different. I'm presuming because we've got better regulations than you Americans. Yeah, like they look like this. I think so. Let's just. I mean, plastic? Is this what they're called? I thought they were like, like that, but not that. We resemble them, right? I know. It's not my fault you don't have as good regulations as European countries. Jesus, your plugs are dangerous. Just so you know, just flat out dangerous. Yeah, and the problem, if you can't buy it, then I'm not interested in it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, if you can't buy it, I'm not interested. But I really like his use of, and I mean it with the greatest respect, of just building on top of stuff. He just keeps building there. I just wish I had some sort of like rectangular shape that I could use. Yes, I could build them out of foam board. Sure, I could build my rectangular shapes out of foam board and corrugation and stuff. But wouldn't it be cool if I had some sort of rectangular thing I could use? Because, yeah, this is fine. I'm just going to put that off to one side because I'll revisit that another time. But, yeah, we could. Imagine then if I had like, oh yeah, you know, like we just have a box here or something. I do apologise for the whatever, but, you know, we have it. And the box doesn't have to necessarily do anything. But it would maybe like, have you looked at the tank filters? I already have some of the tank filters, and I will be using them for the walkways. But what I sort of want is something that the tank filters could fit on. So for example, you could, let's say I did something like this. What about a part of food thing, like a sandwich meat box, a little plastic box? I think they're a bit like, I'm not sure they're techie enough, if that makes sense. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So what? Oh god, that is not what I was trying to do. Yeah, so imagine that's a step. And then you would maybe have like another walkway on top of it. Sorry, I know this is a bit crappy looking, but you know, so I need something that's sort of like this box underneath that looks sci-fi. I could make a box out of foam board and I could put corrugation on the side, right? But it'd be cool if the box looked like something cool like this. Do you know what I mean? Something is it? Do they sell those gang boxes in the UK? Like, I feel like they should. Like, you know, just on Amazon or something. Hey, look, there's me. That's me. Yes, guys. If I search me, I get me. It's a great video, that, guys. Should check it out if you've not already checked it out. Hey, look, they did it better than I did. Bastards! I'm just kidding. I'm not really that asked. Yeah, so I think, like, are they not on Amazon? Amazon UK. I think electrical box. Blue. I don't know what a gang. You know we don't have them in the UK if Amazon don't sell them. Yes, Patress. I don't know what that is. If you're making me search something dodgy, then I'm going to do it anyway. That's the same thing. I feel... Did I actually quick search? I did. That must be the official name of this, but... Hi, going. I'm taking some paracetamol. I've got a headache. I think probably the Red Bull not helping. The thing that goes in the wall. I think we just need. I think we'll go with the painting. Probably the. You think you're gonna sub? I mean, feel free. I'm only gonna stream every Saturday. We're going to start building the terrain, and then once I've built that terrain, we'll talk about the next piece of terrain. I'm not promising anything. You don't really gain anything apart from my gratitude. You should get an alert on the screen, but you know. What about something like a stacking organizer? Try external. Okay, let's get it back on and we'll have a look at these. Like, I'm pretty happy with the... I think we just need the paint tin, maybe the stuff on top, maybe the Pringle... can for like extra height or like chimney effect. Just maybe not even the can, it might be like a coffee box or something like that, a coffee tube, something like that might be appropriate. So let's have a look at what you guys just said. Search. So let's have a look at a stacking organizer. Organizer. Well, I'm American, so I'm British, so I presume it's with an S. I think it's probably a bit big. But to be fair, I really like the look of that. I don't know if they sell them in smaller chunks. What's this terrain for? It's just going to be the stream builds are going to be like not necessarily tutorials. They're going to be just like build pieces, like a centerpiece or something like that. So this one, the first one we're going to do is like an industrial piece of terrain. Now I'm still going to try and use stuff that people can buy. Like, I'm not going to go into my loft and find some stuff and build the piece of terrain that nobody else can replicate. That's not the plan. So we're planning on doing something like a cool looking industrial piece of terrain. You may like Eric's hobby workshop is one that we're like. I'm trying to steal all of his ideas, but something like that. If you've ever seen that, so let's have a look at external cable box. I like the look of these. That looks cool. How big are these? I really like this. I think these are cool as anything, and they're not that expensive. Even that looks cool. I like if they did small versions of these. You could turn them upside down, block off one side, and have it be like a gating. I really like it. I think they're a bit too big. Like, I wonder if they do. 18 centimeters is massive. So that's 18 centimeters. So that's way too big. If they do like mini versions of that, which I'll come back to, that would be cool. Now, how big are these? And Jay Young, did you say you're in the US? I've been slagging off the US regulations. Do you have? If you went on Amazon right now, and you don't have to do it right now, would you find something similar? If you searched outdoor cable box, I know they make little versions, and yes, I am in the US. You're in the US too. I'm just part of the problem is the YouTube audience is primarily for me anyway. It's primarily the US and the UK. So I don't want to make something in the UK that only I can get and you can't get it. Like that defeats the point. A lot of my audience are Americans because they've got great taste. I mean, you might have poor electrical regulations. I'm just like, I don't actually know anything about their regulations. I'm just trying to chat absolute nonsense. But you've got great taste in YouTube, and that much I appreciate. I'm just teasing. Mini version of the stacking organizers might be like the little things for strawberries going. Yeah. So I really like these. I would love to see how big they are. So I don't know how big this is. I don't know the scale of this. Like, it could be this big. It could be this big. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna order it. 26th of June. I get it next week. I'm probably just gonna buy them. I really like it. I really do like it. I just would like to know. Obviously, I don't really like the text, but that's not necessarily a problem. That doesn't help with the scale. These are photoshopped. These are... Oh. Speaking about scale. Get out my trusty ruler. The same thing is like $12. This is fine. And plus, you could always just use those blue bloody gang boxes that you can get and I can't bloody get. So that is 2.76 inches. 2.5 inches. It's not that big. Now, how high is this? Am I doing in quarantine? Yeah, I've been mainly working from home, so we've had a baby in quarantine, but that was fine. That was right at the start. Other than that, quarantine's really been alright. Spending a lot of time at home. It's not quite as big as I would have wanted, and I would like to see the height. But I think we can approximate that if it's 2.5 inches wide, then I would say that that's probably an inch tall. It's a bit on the small side, but you could turn it sideways. So what's the width? So it's 2 inches wide. I quite like them. quite like it. It's a bit bland on the actual box bit. So what I'm talking about here, this bit here, oh god, it's flat. It's not that interesting. But it's something at least. It's like an inch, yeah, an inch and a bit, yeah. Yeah, I reckon so. Probably an inch and a quarter. It's not too tall, but not too small. I like it, but and you could put two back to back or something like that, but you would have the tubes, so you wouldn't be able to turn them into doors. So you'd have to put the pipes over the pipe. Not necessarily perfect. It's not necessarily perfect. I don't know if they come in different sizes. Now I wonder if B&Q have these. Let's have a look. B&Q. B&Q is just like a Home Depot for you. I always say for you Americans. For you Americans. It's Home Depot. Let's just search this. What is junction? I don't know if B&Q would have this. But if they did, I can physically go and check it out. Obviously, I'm trying not to leave the house for coronavirus reasons. But, you know, I could do. That's crap. B&Q. Junction box outdoor. That makes no sense. Reduce your search terms and get one result. Well, they've got the cable-y things, so they're prepped. They also have zip ties, which no use to me, but thank you. Yep, they don't have it. The other shop would be Screwfix. Just copy and paste it. What does Screwfix have? They have some boxes. Not seeing anything too interesting here. Please wait whilst we update your selection. Do you have what I'm looking for? I couldn't actually look in Screwfix. I don't actually know why I've done this because I couldn't physically get into Screwfix anyway. Well, you can get into Screwfix, but you can't shop around it. It's a bit like it's a store where you go and you hand them a slip and then they go into the back room and get whatever you want. So it's not perfect. So I'm gonna probably order some of these, right? I will order some of these and we'll have a check at what they look like. Ready for next week. They're not as good as the gang boxes, right? I don't think anybody could really deny that. One, they've got the tubes attached to the sides. Two, what the hell is that? What's my favourite war game? So I'm going to start getting into 40k with the combat patrol missions, but I'm primarily a Star Wars Legion player. I used to be Warhammer Fantasy was my old game, but yeah. So oh, I do not know how you say your name. Go a man. I tried my best. What am I making? So the plan is that we're going to make like a cool looking industrial piece of terrain, and we're going to do them on Saturday nights. What we're doing now is planning. So we're going to do something like, and I know this is an absolute mess, chaotic mess of stuff, but it's Dutch. Don't worry about it. I can barely speak English, so Dutch is out the window. So this would be like a painting. These would be like maybe like a control room. These would be walkways. But we were looking at Eric's Hobby Workshop, and we know these gang boxes. I really like them. They're very like sci-fi-y, even just in shape. So obviously on the side here, he's glued on greebles, right? I don't think that comes with that piece, for example. By the way, I really need to get some wires. I need to get like some 1mm wires. I've bought 2mm wires. Yeah, so we're basically looking just now for like something you can buy in the UK. And by the way, these stairs are gonna be a problem as well. Stairs are a problem. Yeah, we're basically looking something to replace these electrical gang boxes. One thing I like about the new board size for Combat Patrol is that it fits on the standard US folding table. not sure what the folding table size is in the UK, but it's basically 2 kill team boards, isn't it, for Combat Patrol, which is cool. PvE gang. That's actually not a bad question. How much actually are they from the US? I don't know if I mean, I don't know why I was still on images. Let's have a look. Is this like you didn't? Is this the one people use? Oh, it's this one, isn't it? Oh, they're so cheap. They're so goddamn cheap. Why don't we have these? We must have them in the UK, right? Whatever. Google UK. I don't need to put UK in that because like somebody somewhere must save them, right? Like somebody must sell them. Oh yeah, you can single gang switch. Maybe it's the fact I'm not searching it correctly. We're getting everything today. What is that? That's Amazon UK, but it's obviously never going to be in stock. 2 gang. Here, let's search this. Switch outlet box. Old work. You think you want the double, not the thing? I can't find either. Like, I would take just one. Outlet boxes. It's a shame because they look really good and they're not that expensive. It's just, for some reason, countries have different regulations, therefore we have a different version of it. Yeah, but you would have thought we had something similar. By the way, I'm having a great time with the terrain from your tutorials. I'm in the bunker in a few room building. Oh, damn, cool. And a few people, it was really makes the battlefield. Oh, I'm very, very, very happy to hear that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the reason I made the videos is so people will do them. So to see and hear somebody doing it, it makes my day. Yeah, cool. I'm very pleased. I'm very happy. Very, 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 very happy. And always more on the horizon. I like to say I'm not particularly like talented or creative in any way, shape, or form when it comes to terrain, but I think one of my biggest strengths is to try and like not simplify things, but make it seem like people can do it. If that makes sense, because I think I watch some videos and I'm like, I can never achieve that. I'm not even going to try. So yeah, I'm very pleased. So obviously I can't buy it in the UK, which is a shame. Right, I think I've got to stop looking for these bloody boxes because I'm never going to find it, am I? 1 gang, I like that. 1 gang extra large, fine. Two gang electrical box. The thing is, even if I get this, people like Goye won't be able to buy his because when he searches in did you say Holland? Dutch, so not Holland, Netherlands. Holland is a part, Netherlands is the country, Holland is a part, is a region in the Netherlands, I think. Is that right? I feel like it. That hub bell thing looked cool. Oh bloody hell, I've gone off it now, so I'm gonna have to search hub bell. What was I on? Amazon or eBay? Hub bell. I don't know. Let's have a look at hub bell. 2-way going. What was I on? Doopy doopy doop. I really like the look of that. That feels sort of sci-fi-y. Ah, yeah, well, that is confusing. The Netherlands. That's 55 quid. I was like, yeah, that looks good. I ain't paying 55 quid for note. For net. That is weird. I sort of like it, but it's a Switch, so it doesn't really make sense. It's just flat. I wonder what the other side looked like. This guy said, great. Why can't I click his picture? His picture is so small you can't click it. Let's zoom in. I can't see anything there, mate. Not really worth doing. Compared to the 3 years, it's what? Like, yeah, it's about, to be fair, it's probably about the same these days. I just do like for like comparison. There's not going to be that much difference. Right, so I think we're going to go for something sort of more like more like this video. I think what we'll do is oh, that was a really lovely view of it. What we'll do is just throw stuff together. Now I can identify. So he's got the electrical gang boxes here. He's got some Necron terrain here. He's got these kids tubes here, which I already do have, and I'm happy to use those. For his railing there, he's used the plastic rackets, which I also like, and I've stolen that literally from him, and I've said that before in videos. His walkways, he uses like some toys, but you could very easily do it with some granny grating and some cardboard, or I might actually use those walkways that are the fish aquarium filters. That's not necessarily a problem. It's really like, when you look at the core part of that, he's used a lightsaber, which obviously I can never get access to. And I would never want to, because it would be the same video and I don't want to do that. I really like the fact that he's got like control panels and stuff like that. That extra detailing is insane, which I just can't replicate. But that like core structure is basically 2 or 3 electrical gang boxes, which shape wise just looks really good. And we don't really, there's some stuff that maybe will look a little bit sci-fi, but it's hard in the UK to get that exact thing. You can get it, what's weird, you can get a pack of 1 for like $3 or 4 for $100. So I'm gonna get the so this is these aren't the ones anyway, because you want the double ones, don't you? Where are the 2 ones? I wonder if Amazon will do it to me. The garden hose top. By the way, I do have some corrugated tubes, which I obviously will use in the build. Let's have a 2 gang box. Nope, 2 gang box. Is it that? Oh, it must be that. Let's see how much this is to ship over to the UK. Let's buy now. Oh, I can't. I'm going to go on something that you can't see, because I'm going to try and order it. Somebody was trying to find me. I was streaming to the wrong thing. Let's get off this. Leave this, leave this, leave this. You can't see what I'm doing because I'm going on Amazon and trying to buy it, and I obviously don't want you to see my Amazon, so that's fine. Let's see if I'm going to add it to cart. Proceed to checkout. Oh. By the way, the other day, and this is how you know you should trust Amazon, they randomly added somebody's card to my account that had the same name as me that lived in the US. It was very disturbing. So I'm on my thing here, but I don't know how. I don't want to order it and pay for like £1 billion to it. So I realise you can't see what I'm doing. Did they buy you presents? They did not buy me anything. So, you know, it's actually not that bad. The Amazon Global Shipping is $6. So I can get 3 of them for like $15, $16. Now, granted, it will only come in a month's time, so completely pointless. But it might be worth. It might. See, is it worth doing if half my audience isn't British and half of them? Anyway, so I can get 3 of them for like $20. It's not that bad. Even if you're in the UK, you could still do that. It's still actually reasonable. The downside is it's ridiculously expensive. I could get it in 3 weeks' time and pay an extra like $10 shipping. But that's completely pointless then. I can't make the video. We can't do the stream because there would be no stuff to. I'd be waiting for material. So I think that's probably a no. I think the shipping probably did stay the same, but I could obviously order multiple, but do I even want, I mean, that's the thing, is like, do I even want it? It's going to take too long, so that's a problem. So, yeah. So I think we're going to have to go back to the drawing board for that one. I don't know about you guys, but how do I get back to what I was on? I don't mind buying them. It's just the time that it will take. Let's have a look if there's any small version of these. What are these called? Maybe I can search for like miniature. What are these? What are these? Miniature stacking baskets. Let's have a look at this. Small stacking baskets. 18 centimeters is too big. No, somebody mentioned this before. I can't remember who it was. Was it you, Jay Young? I can't remember. Somebody said this, and I was like, nah. The parts bin. They are huge. I was like, yeah, that is a cool shape. They are huge. They're very large. Yeah, not what I wanted. Like, I want something like that. That's what we sort of want. Not something like that. Like, we want like miniature, not like big. Second. Oh, what have I done? I'm not sure which one we were talking about. Did you say this one? £18? I think this is what you were talking about, yeah. No, how big are these? They are... What's... Oh, it's in millimeters. So, height, 75 millimeters. That's a good height. Width, 10 centimeters. That's a good width. Length, I think it's length. Depth, I guess they're calling it depth. 16. That's 16 centimeters. That's 6 inches, guys. It's not that bad. The one downside to these is they literally have shit written on the side. So yeah, but plastic parts bins. Let's have a look at these. Right, they do these. I've seen these in shops. I'm not paying 89 quid. Man, I just want some like budget ones. They're 16 centimeters. I don't know if you've also noticed part of the problem is there is a gap. So I'd have to somehow miraculously fill in the gap. But it's a problem I can worry about another day, because I could basically hide the gap somehow. These aren't that bad. I'm not paying that much for them though. I sort of want cheap. Give me prime. Give me low to high. Oh god, that's not what I wanted. Yep, low to high please. This. I hate. Why do they show you all the irrelevant stuff? Right, I should just be able to see relevant and then height. Yeah. Oh, cover the logos. Yeah, no. Problem is, if you cover the logo, then it's like, why bother buying them? These are almost perfect because there's no logo on the side, right? These are fine. The only downside to that is when you turn it upside down, you're going to be left with the hole a gap, right? I don't mind paying 17 quid for 12. I don't necessarily mind it, but the gap is a small problem. How would you cover up the gap? Let's have a look at Eric's piece of terrain, right? Because almost every angle is visible, though. I'd have to cover it up. By the way, this is the kind of stressing I do for all my actual videos. You're just seeing some of them on the slap a piece of card over the gap. The problem with that is, it's not just a gap, is it? It's a corner piece. It's like, if this is the whole square, you've got a little bit of the corner bit out. Granted, you don't need to cover the bottom bit, but you would have to cover the 3 sides. So you'd have to do like, I'll show you what I mean. Build a little, yeah, exactly. You preempted me there, and I'm disappointed with myself for letting you preempt me, but I'm going to show you what I mean. Make that a hole, join these together. Obviously this is not perfect, because it would actually be more like this. Wait, hold up. I'll show you more what it's like. I don't know why I'm doing this so accurately. Nobody cares. Right, that's my little tub. Little hut. It's almost like a I don't know, like a gas station or something. You're doing great. Thank you. Thank you. I have done some stuff before, so I've actually designed some 3D products before in Tinkercad. I'm going to show you them right now because I'm proud of this. I have designed Tinkercad Legion walkways. I'm going to show you what I've designed. By the way, if anybody's expecting like quality content from this stream, just shit out of luck. That's actually, I built that. I know it doesn't look like it, but that I actually built that. I actually didn't mean to go to Tinkercad. I actually meant to go to what's it called? Thingiverse is what I was trying to go to. Thank you. Go. Can I call you Go? Can't say your bloody name. I'm so sorry. Thingiverse was what I was trying to think. That's not me. I did not build that. I built these. Yeah, that's me. I built them. That's me. I did it for when I was doing Legion and I was making terrain. Thanks. I'm happy I can go. I built these because for Star Wars Legion. Yeah, I made a little video about it and stuff like that. Update. Yeah, so I did some cool stuff. So it all like joined together and it was, yeah, cool. I was using what was I using? Imperial Assault miniatures, because it was before the game even came out. So I have done some stuff in Tinkercad. I wouldn't say that I am like a renowned expert. I'm literally just doing basic shapes. You say Tabletop Oddity. That is my real name. This, for those of you wondering, is my real name. It's on Facebook and everything like that, so I'm not exactly hiding it. I also don't have that printer anymore. I've designed 3 things. I did really basic trenches, and I also did that Lothal building in the one in the middle, the grey one. So I built that as well, which is more complicated than it seemed, just to say. So anyway, back to the point. So to do what you're saying, we would basically have to build, and it's not necessarily a problem, except we would have to do it on each one. But at least it's something. You know, we would still have cool design. We don't need the top. So we would do something like this. I'll just hold Alt and duplicate that to the other side. Hold Alt and duplicate it one more time. I would rotate it, you poo head. You know, I know this isn't perfect. I obviously appreciate this isn't perfect, but you get the gist. Something like so, to cover up the hole. I'm pretty sure I'm following you don't, because if I ever do any 3D software, I'm not going to do it on that account. I'm going to make my old account, because Tabletop, unless I can change my name. Maybe I can change my name to Terrain Made Easy on there. I don't know if you can. I'm not looking at that now. We'll do it a different day when I actually, because I was, if I ever get an idea for something I can make 3D very simply in Tinkercad, I'll make it in Tinkercad on the stream. But for now, I don't have any ideas. So there's that in there. Yeah, so we would just make a little box. We wouldn't even necessarily need to be a box. It can just be the sides. And I could do that with probably, what's it called? Chipboard. Is Tinkercad? No. It's very, very easy. It's very easy go. Yeah, it's very. It for me, it's literally just mixing shapes together. Like if you wanted to do, like you can just bring in two shapes. You can join these two shapes together. Yeah. I quickly wish for a loft tool. I don't know what that is. So that's not necessarily a problem, depending on what you're trying to do. There are, like, it's not, I didn't join them. Why didn't I join them? I thought I did. You know, I guess for professionals there's other stuff to do, but, you know, it's relatively simple. It's literally just joining shapes together. The way I envision this is, if I just use these basic shapes, I try and create something like that. I'm not trying to like bevel edges and put designs on things. I'm just using it for basic shapes, and for that I enjoy it, and it's pretty easy. So these non-gang boxes, whatever they're called, stacking boxes. Sorry, Jay Young, if you could do me a favour, and even yourself, Go. You're not using 3ds Max for school. That is So for me, the difference, and I don't know if I'm wrong, probably Jay Young can correct me. 3ds Max is essentially 3D modeling, more for like games and videos and stuff like that. Whereas Tinkercad, it's sort of meant to be more for machines and stuff like that, isn't it? But yeah, 3ds Max is probably more complicated. If you get into like proper CAD, then maybe not. But yeah, for quick stuff, like if it's just like basic, like, you know, I mean, I've built this today. Obviously, it is absolute shit. but it lets us visualize and conceptualize. So what I wanted to know from both of yourself, if you'd be so kind, is that if you searched stacking box set, maybe on Amazon, or plastic storage bins, it's basically, they're designed to put screws in, right? It's what you would put screws and stuff like that in if you were like you know, at a garage or a mechanic, as you Americans might say. They would maybe have like a shelf of these. I'm just wondering if you could find them if you search for them. Now, obviously, you have the advantage of having those gang boxes in the UK, in the US, but I am curious if you could find these exact things. Well, not only the exact things, but this kind of thing. Doesn't have to be the exact. It doesn't necessarily even have to be expensive. But yeah, like just something like, because like this, they would do as an alternative. Do you know what I mean? I think they would do. If I search plastic screw drawers, the word drawers gets me every time. You get them. Cool. I would have thought so. Comparable price, but yours are blue. Yeah, there are some blue ones here. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you were in the US and we were doing this. If anybody ever, like, if you take a look at this, and when I finish mine, you take a look at mine, the difference will be astounding, right? Really bad. I will be shockingly poor in comparison. But on the other hand, I won't be using like a cool lightsaber or anything like that. So if you take the lightsaber out of that, we can probably get something similar. Those little like things he uses for the walkways, I could not find. I can't find them in the UK. Or at least I can't find them in the UK looking like how his look. Plus, he's also used stuff from Necromunda terrain. So, you know, and I'm not going to be using fancy ass pieces. I'm going to go literally as I get it, kind of thing. So, how big are those gang boxes, do you reckon? That's a stupid question. Shall we have a look? So if it's this, does this say the size of it? See product details. Oh, it does have the size in inches though, because you've yet to learn the beauty of metric. It was, as a Brit, I can't really say that because I feel like Brits sort of invented the imperial system and the French invented the metric system. And being British, like, you think I'd cling on to the imperial system, but no, the metric system is considerably better. Yeah. So, product dimensions, 12 inches. What? That's huge. No. What? No. What? This isn't. This is wrong. There's no way. There's no way it's 16 inches in size. That is not right. The only thing that these ones look right, but this one's got the same kind of measurements. That's wrong. That's got to be with packaging. Wargaming Dad, you're probably correct. By the way, did you tell me your name, Wargaming Dad? You don't have to tell me, but I'm going to scroll. I don't know if I asked and you didn't tell me, but because I don't want to call you Wargaming, and I definitely don't want to call you Dad. It's nothing personal. Darren. We'll see if I can remember it. I promise absolutely nothing because I've got a memory like a sieve. They're like 4 inches by 6 inches. Darren. 4 inches by 6 inches. Perfect. So 6 inches, the length is almost the exact same size as these boxes. Now, the boxes aren't perfect, but I can't think of anything better. You know what's really, really frustrating? What generally happens is I'll make a video. I'll buy these. I'll buy these off stream in a moment, right? And they'll arrive before Saturday, so that'll be good. I've got Amazon Prime, so I'll probably get them on Monday. What I'll do is I'll start building them, and then some smart ass in the comments, I say smart ass, they'll be like, "Why didn't you use these? These look just as cool and about the same size." And they'll be like, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I should have thought about that." Not to send you down another rabbit hole, but another rectangular thing can sometimes look sci-fi are used printer cartridges. So, they're a bit small though, aren't they? Unless you can buy big ones. Now, can you buy big used printer cartridges? So I've got a really small one here. Yep. Which does look cool. Now, unless you can buy it, no, you can't. I like how the camera focusing on this. Now it can't even focus on it. Now can it focus on my face? Laser toner cartridges. I'm happy to go down rabbit holes. Rabbit holes are fine. So let's have a look at this. Laser toner cartridge. So the problem is cost, right? I wonder if you can buy used ones, because I ain't buying a full one, because the price of ink is like the most expensive thing in the universe. I'm wondering at this point if it's cheaper to 3D print very thin layers of plastic than it is to print on paper. I'm joking, of course, but I wonder if I search used, what'll happen. Used. I think this is unlikely. I think this is we buy them. Yeah, well, they buy them. They're not going to sell them, are they? You sell them to make money. Nobody's going to sell it to me. They do look cool though. It's one of those things like, if you had a printer and if you were the guy that fixes your mum's printer, those are to go. Yeah, exactly. So this is sort of an exact example of something where it's actually really cool if you can get them, but I can't use them on the video because not everybody can get them. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I do a video, I sort of demand to myself that everybody can make it, and if not everybody can make it, because I appreciate some people can't get like foam. Can't get the foam that I made this out of, the pink foam stuff. But the majority of people can get access to it. And if that's possible, then I do it. And if it's not possible, I try and find an alternative. It's just so important to me because I want people to feel like they can make it. Yeah. I know a lot of people, I said a lot of people don't care about it. A lot of people are like, yeah, I'll just pick up whatever stuff I can get my hands on and we'll make some terrain. But I'm like, nah, I need it to be replicatable. So I think we're going to have to rule out ink cartridges on that grounds. I wonder if this will tell me how big it is. Yeah, so this one's... No, I don't believe this. What? What is with... Oh, right, it actually says here... well, this one says 6 inches long. What's funny about this? Right, okay, just... What is Amazon doing here? It's got the length and the size in the tile. And then, in the description here... It's completely wrong. Go and enjoy yourself. I gotta go. I can catch another stream in the future. Keep up for those search. Well, I think we found the answer. I think we're gonna go with those blue boxes, and I'll build something around the corner if I need to. But yeah, take care. Take care. Indeed. As Drake said, take care. I'll take care of you. But yeah. So I think. It needs to be something not like this because we don't want the logo on the side. So I might buy these as well just because they're relatively cheap and look reasonably easy to get as well. But I think we're going to go with something like this and we'll build essentially all we need to do. We don't need to build a box. We just need to build well, actually we are, because if you look, because this box actually comes out more like this. Rather upsettingly, it actually comes out more like... Don't, bear with me. I hadn't noticed this, but... and I'll see if I can find one where it doesn't. So it actually sort of comes out like that. So basically... No, it's... Wait, let me have a look at that image again. There's something, oh, it sticks out in the middle. So there'd be a gap at the top. So basically it sticks out like this. Right, okay. Yeah, more like that. Yeah, so it's more like this. So the problem with that is, let's say I build my box to here. I could cut the flap off. Or actually what I'm thinking, what if I actually just did the size of the box? Could you just do it like that? Yeah, I only need to build it up to the plastic box. I only need it to do. You'd only need the box to go to here. It's not that bad. And to be fair, that'd actually add a bit of something to the uniqueness of the shape. I still think it's okay. It's not perfect, but I feel like that really adds... Those boxes I could use in a variety of different ways. Now you probably have to cut out something so it would fit into something. More layers is with more, yeah, exactly, more dry brushing, just unique shapes as well. Because I mean, the reason the gang boxes work is like that is a cool shape. That little like side flap, it just really looks great. Obviously here we would be getting like vertical lines rather than say like diagonal lines for most of it, and I would probably be blocked. So to keep in that little bottom section, because it would be upside down, obviously. Yeah. Look, I think it's the best we've got in the UK. As I said, somebody on the video will come along with a suggestion and everybody will be like, why didn't I think of that? I could have thought of that. Yeah. Should have thought of that. But for now, I think that's the best we're going to get. Obviously, if you're in the US, you can get gang boxes. So let me make a bit of a list. Again, you're not going to see this because this is going to be a list from my personal Google Drive. And I'm trying not to be like logged in anything that you guys can see. Because, oh, hi Ace, and thank you. Thank you. I love the fact that you're here and you said that. But yeah, thank you very much. What we're doing today is we're planning for on the streams, and it'll eventually become a video as well, so don't worry about that. But on these streams on Saturday, I'm going to try and do like a bigger build, like a show off piece, like a centerpiece, or just something a little bit more in depth, rather than say like, oh, here's a technique how you make this. It'll be like, let's combine this, and this. It'll be more like, you know, like when Luke Towing, I'm not going to compare myself to Luke Towing, that's insane. But you know, like when Luke Towing does like his incredible, oh, I built this river diorama with incredible detail, and I'm like, oh damn, he did. It's going to be something more like that with less skill. That's the truth, isn't it, though? It is the truth. Anyway, I hope you're doing all right today. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just right now making some notes on a private Google Drive, which obviously I don't want anybody to see because it's my Google Drive. So what I will make it, I'll make a new sheet. We'll call it Big Builds, even though it's actually not going to be necessarily that bad. And for the industrial one, we want to look at paint can. Now we probably want to look at 2.5 liters. Paint can 2.5, but I was thinking like 1 liter, but maybe I'll buy both 1 liter. And then we want to look at these storage plastic bins, stackable plastic bins, screws. And even though I'm going to link myself to this, I'm going to buy it as soon as the stream ends. So I think I'm going to buy these, although there was 10 for like a bit cheaper, wasn't there? Yeah, these, hey, you know what? These actually look a little bit different. I might buy both. It's a bit garish on the image, but if you look at they've got like a rim, which would become the bottom. And they're like curved. Oh, I actually really like these as well. Hey, they stack at the back. What have they got at the back there? Honestly, I don't know. I might buy both. I know they look similar, so to buy both might be a little bit mental. But I think I might do. They interlock. Yes, so they've got something at the back. Now, I don't know if it comes with the interlockingness at the back. How does it interlock? It must be... Do you get the extra pieces for it to interlock? I don't need it to interlock, but I'm just curious if I can use those pieces for something else. You dig? You dig? I don't actually know. It doesn't seem to come with a picture. Oh, it doesn't come with a picture. Decent value for money. Unfortunately, somebody can't count as I only received 7 in the bundle. It should have been 8. I didn't return as I was desperate for them. 1 star. I'm picking up what you're laying down. I'm not making any sense then, probably. This one truly is value for money. Only trying to get the sticker off one of the containers. Only trying to get the sticker off just one of the containers. Lol, it's no big deal. They're colourful and just well worth it. So they must come with the sticker, which is not what I like the sound of. Good, but smaller than advertised. 10 millimeters smaller. Okay, I'm not really that. Why can't I see bloody images on Amazon? Either way, I'll order both. Not really a problem. Not really a problem. So I'll order both and we'll see what comes. That shouldn't be a problem. They'll both probably come on Monday. That one will come on Monday, although it says the 24th, 25th. And that will come on Tuesday. So both before next Saturday, which is the day we would start. Probably wouldn't even need them. So right. So let's talk basing. Basing. Do I buy a really expensive sheet of my Foamex? Or do I buy some like MDF? The thing is, I can't cut MDF. Although I might not be able to cut 5mm Foamex with it. I don't have the power tools to do it. So that's a problem in itself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. I generally like to go baseless. I like to not use a base. But I think it's inevitable that I need to use a base. Plus, it'll probably all blend together a little bit better if I use a base. Would I just use a square base? Extruded polystyrene sheets, you can get them from Amazon and cut them with a knife. Yes, so I do have that, but it's very flimsy, isn't it? That's the problem. Very flimsy. Like, it'd snap very easily, wouldn't it? I could go with like XPS with a sheet of foam on top, you know, to try and add a bit of rigidity. Jackozard, which for some reason really reminds me of Charizard. But hi, it's a pleasure to have you here today. That sounded very much like I was giving some sort of like church congregation. Thank you all for coming today. It is a pleasure to have you. Yeah, how are we doing? Very well. Close enough. Jackozard. Jackozard. I don't know. I'm in a bit of a weird mood. I do apologise. We're just considering the basing material for a project that I'm. It just looks, when we look at it in Tinkercad, it just looks mental. This makes sense, but I know it won't make sense to because it'll make sense to the people who've been here all the time, but it won't make sense to anybody new. But we're just considering the basing. A lot of people, like, I don't have the power tools to cut like 6mm MDF, so MDF is probably like out of the question. Foam would be a little bit. I mean, you could buy it thicker, but then it doesn't blend in with the board. Do you know what I mean? I think it has to be probably. I want 5mm Foamex, maybe. 5mm Foamex. I bet you can cut 5mm Foamex with a knife. I bet you I can. I bet you. This. What is this? What do they call it? EPVC. EPVC sheet. 5mm. No. EPVC. EPVC. It's basically what they make signs out of. Yeah, that stuff. Oh, you meant this stuff. Alright, okay, sorry. I thought you meant like. No, see, I think foam board's not bad, but I think I'd have to base it on like chipboard or something. Is that extrude? Yeah, okay, extrude. See, okay, makes sense. So let's see how much this would be. That's a 30 centimeters by 20 centimeters is £70. To be fair, they think a 30 centimeter. Oh no, is that 30 centimeters? Not 30 centimeters. It's how big is that? Is that wait? What is that? 10? Is that wait? Is that 3 meters? Wait, what? Wait, am I going insane? Yeah, it's 3 meters. Who would? It's good value for 3 meters. I ain't buying 3 meters. Okay, well, that's not what I want. Let's go on eBay. eBay. I mean, it's not bad value for 3 meters, I guess. I just ain't buying it. 5mm PVC sheet. 100 quid, that's better. I know a guy, I get his, oh, for God's sake. Oh, I get mine for free. I get his for trash. Show off. I've literally bought some of this stuff on eBay before. So the fact that eBay is giving me crap now, being like I can't find it. I know maybe they don't do it in 5mm, but what? I've bought this on eBay. Let's have a look at Formex. Formex sheet. Oh, this one's fine. White 5mm. Yeah, so this is what we're talking about. A3. Probably big enough. Perfect. That's fine. 5mm foam. This is not foam board, right? Oh, Amazon sells it as well. Cool. This is fine. 5mm Formex. A4 is too small. A2 is probably too big. A3. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just hit the mic. I do apologize if that popped the mic. This is A3. Nah, A3. A5 is smaller than A4. A3 is bigger. So this is A3. Can I show you what A4 is like? Not easily, because I don't have any A4 paper. But this is A3. I think that's big enough for a piece of terrain. Pringle for scale. I don't have any bananas with me. Plus, any of the material I don't use, I can use for basing because I actually really like it anyway. Pringle, 30cm ruler for scale. This is actually foam board. A3 is like what they print grocery advertising stuff on. So yeah, it's whatever it is. It's about 17 inches. So I think that would be fine for a piece of terrain. Like, I wouldn't necessarily want it to be bigger than that because I'm not even 100% sure I would fill it. So 5mm EPVC, which I presume I will be able to cut with a knife. I only ever really use 3mm, but we'll see if 5mm is fine. Worst case scenario, I could put something else on top of it. Used to work in newspaper. Cool. I think even I think like even paper size is a difference between the UK and thingy, but there is like an international standard. But I mean, God, why is everything so bloody complicated? You can cut it with a knife, but it will not be the easiest thing. That's fine. Like, that's fine. Just as long as I can, because I literally don't have the power tools. You know, a lot of people are like, I don't do that one just for the videos, because I have like a hot wire cutter and stuff now, but in this case, I literally don't have the power tool to cut it. So I would be buggered either way. So I'd be buggered if I couldn't if I couldn't do it with a knife. I'm not bothered about how long it takes me. Plus, I could actually just do a piece of terrain that is that big. That's one possibility. So, your utility blade. I love me. My favourite blade, by far, is my little Stanley. I love it. Although it's a bit rattly at the moment. I think probably because I've not secured the blade in it. But yeah, this is my favourite blade. I am a little bit prone to inadvertently leaving it like that. With a bit of the blade out. Yeah, my health and safety standards, not good. Not good indeed. Saying that, I don't generally injure myself, but yeah, I'm not particularly. So this stuff will come again before the end of next week, so that's also good. So is there anything else I'm missing? So let's have a look. I need to double check. He lets me write down these walkways, what they call the aquarium walkway things. I know you guys can't see this. Again, this is deliberate, so we need to have a look at Formex 5mm and aquarium walkway things. I may have some of them. I just need to check in the locker. I definitely bought some, but whether or not I can find them is really the question. That is the key question. The key question of the day. So, let's go back to this. I've bought some of the stuff for the ladders that we're stealing from Eric's hobby workshop. Is there anything else? No, I will say, so not specifically related to Eric's video. This was just something that I did myself. So Eric uses for his supports. He uses some sort of toy, I think, from like the 80s or something. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but he uses. It's not Lego, but it's something like that. You see these little walkway things here. Now, what I have bought is K'NEX. Not K'NEX. Let's have a look. K'NEX. I like that. Oh, I am on Amazon. When did I search this? That's foam board. I wanted Foamex. Do they do A3? Oh. I mean, if I can get Amazon Prime on that is way cheaper than eBay. When would that deliver? Too late on the delivery there, Amazon. Should I call you Crapazon? I won't call you Crapazon. What am I doing? K'NEX. See, we had something like this. Not Connect. But even can I buy this? Like, if you can buy this, I would maybe buy this. I've actually bought some fluting. Let's have a look at this. K'NEX. Not the cheapest stuff in the world, is it, to be fair? Let's have a look at Amazon Prime. I am a Prime member because I buy too much stuff from Amazon. Especially a bit of a problem in lockdown. K'NEX. I can't. Let's have a look at K'NEX. And let's do lowest to highest. Yeah, that's a bit too crap. I mean, I can dig it. It looks vaguely okay. Fake K'NEX. To be fair, that's not that expensive for what you get there. I don't know how many of the pieces would actually be usable. I mean, I like the idea of using this fluting, but I might buy this just to have it, just to see. I don't necessarily want to steal everything. I mean, I was joking before when I said I would steal everything from him. It's weird because they don't necessarily look the same. You see how his are more like H-beams, whereas the ones that we're seeing there. Now, I know he also uses like from a spade. He uses them from like a kid's spade. Yeah, I might buy it. I might just have a look at it, see what it's like. I'll put it on the list. K'NEX. It's construct. Yeah, construct. He said that in a video. Yeah. To be fair, I sort of feel like you could use that as a support. Especially you see those yellow. I can't go over to it, but you see the yellow one. No, you can't do it. I can't point to it either. The yellow ones in where the green one is connected to, right? That kind of height would possibly be really good for the 4. I think there's like that might be worth it. Anyway, now it is actually Constructs. See, I've googled Constructs before and I could not find it. I believe Constructs is actually discontinued. Constructs. At least I thought it was. What is this? This is a no. Lincoln Logs. Lincoln Logs. Lincoln Logs. I don't know what I expected, but yeah. It's just plastic logs. They're not very sci-fi, I'll give you that, Daka. You are correct. I was just curious what they were. So the K'NEX is a maybe. So anyway, I bought this just to give you an idea. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's like... No. It's like a big version of this. Yeah, like that. So the idea being, it's the kind of sign that, as this says, like an estate agent would have the, you know, for sale signs. You can buy reasonably thick stuff. I can't remember what size I've bought. I want to say 7mm, but I feel like it's thicker than that. Either way, the plan is to like you cut it so you get a H-beam. That's the plan. So you would like cut it here and get a H-beam. I got like 2 sheets of it for like £7, and I feel like that's the kind of stuff that is probably available everywhere, or at least more commonly in different places. So that's actually what I plan on using for my supports. I may have to put like I may have to solidify it because I don't know how solid it would be, but it is plastic, so it should be relatively strong. It's one of those things I'll have to trial it first before I get the idea, before I nail it. Now I am expecting this build, because I'm not really planning on doing too much of it off stream, to take possibly between 1 to 3 months. Because it's not going to be, it's going to be alongside my usual terrain tutorials. So like, it isn't going to be quick. And whether or not I can even do it and still release my videos at the same time, like reasonably quickly, that'll be the key thing. So I'll have to have it sort of just propped to the side, and we'll just do it slowly and easily and steadily. But I think we've got a basic, I say a basic plan. We know the materials now. We're going to try and use a paint tin. We're going to try and maybe use a Pringle can. We're going to use the aquarium walkways. We're going to use those kid pipes. We're going to use the fluting for the stands. We're going to have a look at those storage boxes for like a bit of a bulk. I have some granny grating, so that's not necessarily a problem. Greebles and stuff like that I'm not really going to do because I don't really have anything. So we'll just have to wait and see if I can produce something. I like the idea of the building on the side, but we'll have to wait and see if that's something I even want to do once I get the pieces. And yeah, I've got some ordering off Amazon to do, but I think it sounds like a plan. We're sort of, I've never made one before, so it is sort of me learning it as well. And it won't, I will make a video of it, but I won't necessarily call it a tutorial, because even though you'll be able to use the stuff that I'm planning on using, you know, to accurately replicate it might be a little bit problematic. Hey, you know what I should have done, but it doesn't matter now. But oh, where's my controller? My controller. Where's it gone? I have a fancy like LED light at the back that would have been cool to have on. It would have been like all purple and stuff like that, but don't know where it is. Don't know where it is. Anyway, anywho, yeah. So that's the plan. Hopefully, like, I mean, I don't. If people watch, it's not necessarily a problem if people have to like drop in and out. Obviously, I will not be making the streams public on the YouTube channel, because I don't want them to sort of get in the way of the videos. The videos are like its main thing, and this will eventually become a video, so the video will always be the main thing. The streams will be unlisted, so you will not really be able to watch the streams, with the caveat that if anybody wanted to become a member, that is one thing you would be able to watch back. Why anybody would sit there and watch me ramble on for 2 hours about the terrain, I haven't the foggiest. So unfortunately, I don't want to make them completely public, because, as I said, I don't want it to mess with the actual YouTube side of things. So they will be unlisted. So just keep that in mind. You won't really be able to watch them back. But I don't think they're going to be that interested. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's just one thing. There was a guy called Ben who was on the YouTube, was on the Facebook group, and he was like, "Oh, I want to watch," and I was like, "I can't really make it happen. Sorry." But yeah, I'm excited to try it. And once we've done the first one, let's see, the industrial thing is perhaps one where I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to do it, but let's have a think about possible future ones. So there's obviously, we could do like a diorama for maybe like a video game, or we could do a diorama, not a castle would be a little bit too much. That'd be awesome to see, a sci-fi tabletop game or sci-fi D&D. So, I mean, yeah. Wait, what would be awesome? Sorry. You say that'd be awesome. What did I say? Did I say anything interesting? Can't remember what I said. But yeah, so sci-fi D&D. Are there any sci-fi? There's a Star Wars D&D game, but I don't know what other sci-fi D&D game there would be. I wonder, like, we could make some additional. So some other stuff would maybe be like, like I said, like a diorama, or we could even make like a castle. Something a little bit more, a more in-depth look at terrain. 2 words: cyberpunk. I'm not doing LEDs because I don't really know how to do LEDs. I don't think. See, that's interesting. I would do a diorama that's themed around something that's coming out or already is out. But let's just stick with this one idea. Well, I say let's stick with the idea. I might write these down if they're good ones. I like the idea of doing stuff timed with a game, but whether or not that would be a big piece or whether or not I should just do like a little diorama, I probably need a 3D printer. So you can actually, to do a diorama, like Luke APS and Real Terrain Hobbies, they both did a Witcher diorama, which was cool, but they both 3D printed The Witcher. So, if you were going to do Cyberpunk, you maybe want to 3D print some models, although I think Infinity would probably be quite good for that. So, yeah. Yes, so yeah, I think there will be some cool stuff. We'll try and get this industrial one done. I don't really know how long it will take. I don't really know how much I should plan. It's a delve into something new, and hopefully we'll come out of it. The story of the video will be how it's new for me, and how we approached it, and how we thought about the materials, and then basically how we're just going to try and whack everything together and end up with something that looks good, and to not stress too much about it. We'll see how we get on, but I think we'll call that the end of this stream. The streams generally will be happening every Saturday. Today's not a Friday, Jay. And I do play Star Wars Legion, the Death Star Hangar, exactly. So stuff like that could be the future, and the videos for these, I'm not trying to rush out. It'll be like once every 2-3 months maybe, because we'll build them really slowly. But hopefully we end up with something cool. So that's the plan, and we get to share it together. We'll take your input and stuff like that. So, maybe if I say like, oh, I like it here, and you guys are like, nah, you're putting that in the wrong place, Jay, you idiot. I'll be like, you're probably right. But yep, Daka, thank you for stopping by. Jay, Young Ace, everybody. Recently Wargaming Dad Darren, who was here. I don't know if Darren's still here, but either way, thank you all for joining. It has been my pleasure. Thanks for the input. My plan for today was to just think about the industrial terrain and just talk about what I was going to do. But I've got a list. I've got a shopping list now, haven't I? Which is probably going to make me go broke. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, as I always say, do I always say this on the Terrain channel? I'm not sure. But on my other videos, I always say, have the most beautiful day. But it's a bit late in the day. So, have a beautiful day. But, we'll catch you next time. Next video will be Friday. So next week, there should be a video on Friday or even Thursday, depends when I release it. And then, I'm going to show you I've already finished it. I'm going to show you a very small peek. Oh. God, that almost ruined the surprise. Video on Friday or Thursday, whatever it is. Stream again on Saturday. Hopefully we'll be starting the stream and the build. We'll see how that goes, because obviously we might have a problem with materials. So I'll get them ordered. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much. Actually, thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate that. Keeping me interested. Keeping me engaged, I guess is the better way to say it. Yeah, the start of the stream where I started streaming to the unlisted stream was not my proudest moment in life, but mistakes were made. I'd never said I was smart. Oh, I might have said I was smart once or twice, you know, I'm not gonna lie. But not this time. Anybody doing anything interesting after this? Probably gonna play some World of Warcraft myself. Nothing too interesting. A side note, on the community channel, I was like, I'm gonna make a video every week, and I can confirm that that's a definite no. It's too much effort. I'm gonna try and stick a video to. You're gonna have lunch. I'm a bit hungry. I might go get a Mars bar, which is a Mars bar. You don't really have. You have Mars bars, but your Mars bars are more like Milky Ways, which I was very disappointed when I tried one. But yeah, I don't know what your Mars. I think your Milky Ways are more like our Mars bars. Either way, I'm probably gonna get a chocolate bar. Goodbye. Just absolutely ranted about nothing. Love you all. Much love. Goodbye.